3, 2, 1.
Yo, we got your back when you driving to work or driving home. If you on a plane or you at the gym or you home alone, all you gotta do to listen to the shows, turn on your phone. Two Ugly Nerds podcast, tell you what's going on. This is the podcast.
Eric is ugly and would not judge anybody else.
There's no other insult.
When did you learn that you were
Two Ugly Nerds podcast.
Welcome to the
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Two Ugly Nerds podcast, niggas from the Black Nerd community. I am your host, and just the host, as we've learned today. I'm just here to host. It's my only role. That's all I bring to the table. Is I host and I run my mouth.
Go first.
That's what I'm here. I get to go first. I get to say my name first. That's really it. That's it. That's all I do, as you're gonna learn here in a second. Ian already got his head down because he knows what's coming.
Yep.
Anyways, I'm there, the podcast guy. Always joined by Mr. YouTube himself. Okay. I mean,
yeah.
we
That's
call him
right.
the super producer, right? And
Look down
I
at
don't
it.
say that as a joke. I've been watching this nigga make beats since high school. Like
Look down at the
I've
title
been
you about
hearing
to
this
get.
man's beats forever. So I really do believe he's this good of a producer. I know that, you know what I'm saying? He got records with T-Pain and you know what I'm saying? He got records all over the place. He be working on shit with other super producers, you know, like Major 7, you know what I mean? Like I'm
For
just
real.
saying that I've seen this trajectory, right? But every now and again, it's like you get that blast where you're like, oh nah, maybe I forgot how real this nigga was. You know when that like one basketball player, like when Derrick Rose like decides to come back and drop 30, you like, oh yeah, that's still Derrick Rose. Like he might have had an injury, he might have had some downtime, but that's Derrick Rose. That's Ian Berserk motherfucking Adams, bro. Like I don't know. Does Cairo know that you like the king of
I don't
YouTube?
know.
Is he aware of that? Does he know his father is basically the Jay-Z of YouTube?
Oh, he don't know that yet.
That's crazy.
yeah,
That's fucking crazy, man. Well,
Yeah,
well,
let him know.
well, let me get through some more titles, man. Ian Berserk Music, the father, dad himself, the most popping producer. If you don't got niggas on your YouTube channel still begging you for more content and praising your content 7-8 years after you post it, what are you doing? What are you doing? Did you even make the content? Did you? I think not. Ian made the content. Niggas is on YouTube begging him for more content. Still listening to his beat years and years later. Niggas is doing that shit on social media where y'all check in and y'all be like, it's 2021. Who's still here? And I'm like, yeah, that's one of those. Wait till the TikTokers find it. It's gonna happen, bro. That boy
It has to be us. It has to be
black
us.
TikTokers. If the white TikTokers find it, then
They're gonna
that's-
destroy it.
I'm not saying I hate white people. I'm just saying
They're gonna have
I
that
don't
corny.
the
They're gonna
white
have that
TikTokers.
corny voiceover in all videos now.
Yeah.
The roboticized voice.
Oh yeah, the Siri voice.
This is why I don't do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
My mom when she reacts to this video
I-
or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate that. Yeah.
Same.
We don't want those TikTokers. Don't show up. If you hey, look, I put it like this: you got some rhythm and you wavy, then you can show up for this beat. You go on YouTube, you type in Pure Imagination, and you're gonna see the same name that popped up here maybe a couple seconds ago. It said Ian. Right? Because now you didn't see all our names way earlier in this intro. It said Ian, and you go on YouTube, it's gonna say Ian, and then you're gonna find Pure Imagination, and you're gonna find the best Pure Imagination remix in the world. That's who that's who we get to share a podcast with today. That's that's who we like I said,
Humbling.
why am I even here? I don't know. I got no explanation, but Ian is who we all are trying to get like. So
Yep.
here
Don't get
is
like me, man.
to my left.
I
here,
ain't got no
Ian
videos.
Berserk Music.
Song 100,000 views, man.
Hey, don't be like me and stop posting videos.
Yeah.
You
Be
just gonna keep
a little
going.
more
You know,
consistent.
Hey man, you got people listening in 2021. That's
That's
this
what I'm saying.
year. That's
So
this
listen to your
year.
beat from
The
this
fans
year.
are more consistent than I am.
Not to mention, it's pretty by context clues. You posted the clip 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because that puts us 2011. That puts us, sophomore year of college, early first junior year of college. Yeah, bro, that makes sense. And that boy Ian got right to it. Not sophomore year, 2011. So yeah, that's my boy Ian, something else. Okay. Maybe I should have intro Jahra first this time,
I
just
think you
because
should've.
now
Man.
now it's
How do I follow up with that?
I'm sorry.
How do
bro.
I even follow up with that? Hi,
mean,
my name
don't get
is
it twisted.
Real
Geronimo,
quick,
and
we got some things going on. Man.
No, don't even get it
I
twisted,
really
man.
like-
Because Jahra
I really
Yeah.
like Halo.
Jahra be on his shit too. Y'all just listen. Like I said,
I
I'm
got
the
a
least
few
famous
videos.
nigga here.
They're not
I'm the-
six-figure videos, unfortunately.
I'm the only nigga here trying to be famous from a podcast. I'm not trying to be famous. I'm the only nigga trying to be cool from a podcast. These niggas are cool in like other fields. Like Ian is like an electrical engineer phenom, rather IT
Phenom,
god or
this guy.
something. These niggas, Ian, like
Show
we
up.
just said, he's got a super producer. He's a super producer. He's working with all the best rappers and artists in the world. And Jahra is a super streamer. This nigga be streaming, having hundreds of niggas in his stream per week and shit. So it's just me being like, yo, I hope if they just hear my opinions, they'll like me. Anyways, Geronimo, Mr. Nintendo, the streaming god, the Returnal god. I don't even know. This nigga streams so many different things. Halo, the Halo aficionado. I
Returnal,
mean,
man, we trying.
Returnal.
Man,
Shout out
they-
Returnal.
343 came and fucked the game up for real, man.
Yeah,
like
fuck all your little Returnal plans up.
Yeah, they did.
Thought you was
They
about to be
did.
beating something. No, nigga.
I
You about to
really
play
thought.
Halo for the next 2 weeks.
Well, I mean,
I don't know how long the beta is, but you know.
it ends tomorrow morning. But I'm not gonna be up. That's stupid. I'm not doing that. But I'll be playing OD
Yeah.
as soon as this recording finishes.
He-
I'll be
he-
like,
he-
all right, y'all. Back to
Gerard
the
said
life
that.
in this flight. And I
Gerard
heard
say that. Gerard gonna be right up tomorrow morning.
No.
Right till the last second. They gonna kick Gerard off the servers, man. Hey, Gerard, man, we see you having a blood. But
I think it's going till 1 Eastern tomorrow.
You gotta go home, but you gotta get the hell out of here.
Right. Man,
Anyways, man, that's Geronimo, man. Y'all see
yeah,
Geronimo.
man. I'm always here. We're always here. We hear the pod and everything.
I just want to say this. Jahra got like 5 or 6 videos
Oh, you look
where the views total to more than that one video.
No,
that I
see,
got
look.
home.
But you got it on one video, bro. He ain't got 100.
Nah.
But this guy,
Gerard got 100K on one video?
He got a consistent amount of
The highest I have on one video is it's like 50 some K.
57,000.
Yeah. And I was on Doom
Ain't
video
no
when they put
slouch,
out an
man.
update. Yeah. That was the
so
right
I'm just
time.
here. Excuse the fuck out of me, bro. I don't do shit.
Hey man, we just got
I don't do shit. I'm okay. All right, man. My bad, man. Maybe I need to
man.
put out my mixtape
You
for
gotta
real, man. Because y'all niggas is doing other shit now.
That was in 2017 where like I just was working nights, so during the day I would game, and that was when the Switch first came out. So people were actually fiending for like non-Nintendo shit on the Switch. So when I put that Doom video, well, that Doom video was early 2018, but the Rocket League one, you can probably see the Rocket. If you want to look at some toxic comments, look at that Rocket League video. A lot of people shout out my life on that video. But yeah, that video was a lot too.
Say it to our face though.
Oh yeah, of course. Oh no, it
Bitch
didn't
ass
bother me at
nigga.
all. I just was like, whatever. I'm not good at Rocket League. Then I'm better now, but
About to go through each comment and shit on them.
Oh, yeah,
shit.
we about to hate.
Oh,
We about to
shit.
hate reply on Gerard comments.
Oh,
Yo, this
shit.
might just change the whole episode. Fuck our podcast. Let's just fuck this whole itinerary. Let's just change the podcast to shitting on the niggas who's hating on Gerard.
Shitting on YouTube comments.
Shitting on YouTube comments.
Mhm. It's fun.
Look, man.
Always glad to have y'all listening and watching though, for real.
For sure.
For real.
For sure. I'm glad to learn that I'm a passenger here. It's my friends are just doing me a favor. We know that now. My famous friends are just doing me a favor. Say, yo, man, we'll learn. We'll let you borrow some money.
Ian got people saying who here in 2021. No one be saying that on my shit. They be like, I actually don't even know if they be commenting. I have to look. I'd have to look. I don't even know. But
Ian got niggas doubling back to this shit. Ian and the niggas favorites. He in playlists.
probably saved a life.
He in I know he in a lot of private playlists. It's probably niggas out here
Yeah.
fucking to that record. Like, yo, Ian just
what's going on?
I'm saying
Your child was made to my.
Ian laughing. Ian laughing.
What kind of a
but watch.
stat is that?
Ian laughing, but watch.
Oh shit.
Somebody just wait. Give it a couple years where somebody has to get to your shit.
I'm just
bro.
laughing because that's a really fast-paced song. So like, yo, that's a session. That's a session for real.
In the world of your imagination. Hey, bro.
Cardio
Get
is
that
real.
consistent strokes, my nigga. Get them consistent.
Oh, man. Double time now.
Look at that gear. Oh man.
Oh,
Yeah, bro. Yeah, man. Yeah, look.
Got me in tears already.
right.
We're not even 10 minutes in. Like,
All right, man. Look, folks.
Oh.
If you want to meet these two famous niggas and the regular nigga they do a podcast with, August 6th, Atlanta
Comic-Con.
World Congress Center, Georgia World Congress Center. Why I say Atlanta? That didn't even. I don't know.
I say I like Comic-Con. My bad.
No, Georgia World Congress Center, Atlanta Comic-Con, August 6th, 10 p.m. Room C103. You can see the Two Ugly Nerds, but there's three of us live podcast. That night, man. That's this Friday upcoming. If you're in Atlanta, if you're in the city, if you're around Atlanta, you want to just come through because you fuck with us like that, we'd appreciate it. It's cool. But yeah, we will be at the Georgia World Congress Center Friday. Hopefully we're there a good bit of day. You'll be able to find us by our Two Ugly Nerds shirts with our names on the back.
Yeah, I'll be wandering for sure. I'll be wandering.
We'll be trying to give out some shirts while we're there. You know what I mean? So if you rock with us, come out, man. Come out and enjoy it. 10 p.m. It'll be late night. We're rated R. I think that's actually one of the reasons we're late. Now that I've started to think about it, I think I was a little upset about it being later, but I think we're late because the assumption
late night,
more kids will be gone.
The kiddos, yeah.
I think if we had committed to doing a more like PG-13 show, they might have put us earlier in the day. Or we might have been able to be moved early in the day. So I think it's just because we are.
Hey man, it's Adult Swim. Let's get
it. Yeah.
All kids.
So don't bring your kids. Leave your kids at home, or if your kids are.
Can't promise no clean content that evening.
Yeah, ain't no clean content. It might be a couple less the niggas flying, but other than that,
I'm gonna try to keep the niggas to a minimum. But
I will.
Hey.
That's about it. Other than that, yeah, come out, support us if you can. Appreciate it. Tickets are $30 for the day. If you just want to come out for Friday, if you want to go, you can buy a weekend pass. I don't remember all the pricing. I'm sorry, I never remember all the pricing. But for that day, it's $30. I think for 2 days, it's like 45 maybe. If you want to go back on Saturday and enjoy it, if maybe you have to work Friday or something like that. So yeah, check that out. It's the same type of vibe you just see here, man. We joke, we talk about everything nerdy. So we here, man. We are here. One more quick shout out. I want to shout out my brother Julian. I won't say his last name because I'm not sure if he wants that out there. I don't know. But Julian is out here killing it with his comics, man. I know we've talked about it a couple times on here about his he goes out and he buys comics, he collects comics and stuff like that. And he's really turning up, man. He just hit like 500 followers on Instagram the other day, and that's awesome. Really just from him posting comic books. So that's respect.
That's awesome.
I think y'all gotta understand. I don't know if y'all understand how tough it can be in this content creation stuff. You know, it's not like he's doing long form content or even video content where he's like breaking down the comic books and y'all like want to know about it. He's just showing you his hauls and type of comic books he's got and cool variants and cool cover art and all that type of stuff and stuff that's worth some stuff in there. He's a real comic book shop diver. So if you're interested in that type of content and you want to go see him grab a comic book that might end up being worth $100+ for $3, $4, $5, go over there and follow him. I've got a couple comic books. I haven't got them graded, but I've been with him a couple times and grabbed some of these books that are up there too. I got a couple in the stash, whether I sell them or not, who knows. But shout out to Julian. I just wanted to shout him out. His Instagram is Comics Main. So just imagine Terrence Howard is saying it. Terrence Howard is basically saying, I like comics, man. And that
imagine
if you just imagine that, you will find Julian's Instagram page. Shout out to Julian. Okay. All right. Let's jump into a couple things. Because this is the first thing I wanted to say because I bigged it up on here for a while. And I just wanted to make sure all the information was out there because I didn't know this beforehand. The Xbox All Access plan. I still think it's a cool plan. Don't get me wrong. I do think it is a cool plan. I like that there's the ability to have it. You get Game Pass involved, and I know it ends up a little bit cheaper than you going out and buying everything yourself. I don't know exactly how much it is. I think so. I saw somebody on like Reddit say it was like maybe $20 or $30. Not 100% sure exactly how much you save with the All Access plan, but either way, you're saving a little bit of money with it. The only issue is that if you are, trying to rebuild your credit, or you're tight on credit, or you've been building your credit for a certain purchase, whatever it is, whether it's a car, house, or anything like that, you do get a soft pull on your credit for them to pre-approve you. And then What I've read, because I from what I've read at least, you also get a hard pull when they actually approve you for it, because they do a full credit check and all that stuff, and they get your history and all that to fully approve you. Both of those things do affect your actual credit score. And I know we're not the finance podcast or anything like that, and that's not what I'm trying to be here. Please do not come ask me for. I know what I know from experience, from fucking shit up, from messing my credit up. Ian was right next to me when I did some of it, so trust me.
Oh jeez. Oh man.
Look, I'm not the expert. I'm not here to say I'm the expert. I'm not here to tell you I got the best credit in the world. But I will say, if you're looking to do stuff like that, you just want to be careful. Know that this is not like one of those programs like through Walmart or through Best Buy that you can just get without it. They are doing a real credit check, and it will affect your credit score for a little bit. It can affect you. Now, obviously, if you make your payments on time, over time, and all that kind of stuff, it should rebound pretty decently from what I understand. But there definitely is just no real guarantee of that. So, and credit's bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I got good credit. I want to show these people I have good credit so I can get this thing with my good credit so that I can then pay it off and show that I'm still very credible. But to do that, they have to knock your score down, because why you need a check? Why you ain't just have the money? Well, nigga, because y'all niggas said I don't understand. Anyways, credit. The whole credit system is stupid. We should really just burn it all to the ground. But it exists. And because it exists, we have to operate with it, and it does affect our lives. So if you are out there looking to buy a house or anything, don't jump in, buy it, grab Xbox All Access. You might need them 2-3 points. You never know, So that's just what I'm saying. It's something I didn't know, and I want to make sure that that y'all knew. That y'all could get into that. Okay, I kind of lied. Let's do some updates real quick. Suicide Squad, August 6th, same day as Comic-Con.
Theaters and HBO Max, by the way.
Yes.
So if you're still not trying to go out there and walk with the popcorn on the floor, sticky floor, soda, elbow to elbow, whatever, here's the option.
Yeah, you can still watch at home. And that would be a bigger point in here in a couple seconds. But yes, you can still watch at home. Suicide Squad. Everybody's still excited for that. We saw the review ratings, the critic ratings. Everybody loved it. Not surprising. And this is gonna sound like hate, but I don't give a fuck. James Gunn clearly is being very protected by the industry, right? Like, he had a big scandal and everything like that. It lasted about a couple weeks, maybe, on social media. Nobody gave a fuck. Nobody in the industry gave a fuck. What I don't want to end up happening is James Gunn turned into a Harvey Weinstein type situation where everybody could see some things he done. Everybody knew he had like some of this weird shit in his history, but nobody cared enough because everybody likes his movies or thinks it's just quirky James Gunn. And then we find out he actually has mountains of shit he shouldn't have or something like that, some weird shit somewhere. And then we're like, oh, now we can't watch James Gunn movies. And how did we know? Well, he was making pedophile jokes, and everybody just ignored that and said he makes good movies and did this. So that's not me hating on the movie. It's just me saying I'm watching another white man get a lot of grace. That's it. Outside of that, everything else about the movie looks good. Other than, well, some I've already expressed some of the jokes. I'm like, whatever. Movie still looks cool. Critics got a lot of good reviews. Those don't mean shit to me, though.
Yeah,
I will be honest. Critic reviews don't mean shit to me. There were some good critic reviews for Wonder Woman 84. Then that movie came out, and that started to plummet.
Yeah, I'm still pretty surprised that hit 100% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. Like,
what movie?
Suicide Squad. Oh, it hit 100. Like,
the Suicide Squad.
Not saying I don't think it.
I'm sure it's good. Like, James Gunn made Guardians of the Galaxy, and before I knew anything about him, I said, bar none, I said, this is amazing. This is great. I loved it. The first two Guardians of the Galaxy, to me, quality movies, high quality, very high quality MCU movies.
Among the best.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely, I would say for me, and I feel like we agree here. But yeah, loved it. But then, we heard a lot of different stuff about James Gunn, a lot of different issues. Disney made a decision. DC snatched them up real fast to do this. To me, that says the industry is very much protecting you. They don't care what you did in your past if they feel like you can make a good enough movie. And obviously, James Gunn has that confidence from people. Hopefully, Ryan Coogler has that same confidence from people if he ever makes a mistake.
Right.
But we'll see. So, and I'm not saying that James Gunn only made a mistake. I think the jokes he made and stuff like that were horrendous, terrible,
out of
all that.
taste.
Let's
It's
just hope that it
terrible.
was just jokes and not.
That's really,
And that's all my hope is
that's
okay,
really what
fine,
my
you made
hope
some poor
is.
taste jokes.
Because when because I remember, not to go too deep on it again, because it's been a few years now. But yeah, when that first happened, I definitely was like super like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Fuck out here and shit. But I looked into it more. I was like, okay, so I don't like that. I mean, those jokes are in bad taste, 100%. You know, whatever movies, roles, writing, whatever back then, sure, whatever. But I mean, so and then you know, I other people like with Dave Bautista and folks like that were co-signing, like, oh man, you know, I know him now, and he hasn't done anything this and the other that will reflect that type of behavior and acting upon it. Okay. So I was like, all right, well, we'll take just a step back and we'll see. However, if anything that does come out, you know, I won't be no outrage, like, oh man, but he said this. I'll just be like, well, shit. I mean, well, we saw the signs years ago. You know,
Yeah.
So absolutely,
that's all I ask is that I just wish he would give everybody the same energy, and I feel like James Gunn. You know what? Just so y'all know that I'm not being specific to just white people. I feel like James Gunn got the Chris Brown treatment. Everybody was upset for a little bit, and then everybody got over it real fast because they like his music and they like his movies. Everybody let it go. Everybody's able to just move on, which is why I don't feel no way about kind of none of the rest of this shit. Because if niggas are out here still listening to Chris Brown freely and talk about it, and nobody says a word, and everybody says he's still putting out fire music, I'm gonna listen to Kanye. No, I think the shit he said about Trump was stupid, but y'all not finna tell me I can't listen to Kanye. I can't go back and listen to Graduation and shit because he said some stupid Trump shit. I thought we was all on the same page, and then I learned everybody else is lying. Everybody else is still streaming Kanye. All right, so I'm done with the cancel culture shit. Y'all can cancel niggas. I can cancel niggas. I'll block who I feel like blocking or stop listening to who I feel like listening to for when they do shit. But I'm not letting y'all niggas dictate what I do no more. I'm not trying to just be like, hey, you know what? This person did something wrong. Not supporting them anymore. Yeah. How wrong was it? And how much does that affect me? Because that's what everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
Everybody else did that, right? Or Chris Brown wouldn't have a career, and he does. And he's got it's not like he just did one thing when he was 15. He's got a track record.
Yeah,
so, so if he's allowed to live and keep doing his thing and he's fucking all the most beautiful women in the world, then I'm going to just keep listening, do what I want, bro. I'm going to do what I want to. Y'all not going to shame me out of not doing shit I want to like to do. So connect the dots if you want.
Stay tuned for a Donda review in the future.
Yeah. Oh, facts. Big facts.
Yeah,
big
I mean,
facts.
we're doing that. Yeah, I'm still gonna.
Yeah, we doing that. There's another dot you can connect to, but I'll let y'all work that one out. I'll let y'all work that one out. Also, coming up right after that, we got the What If series from Marvel. Marvel's What If, August 11th.
Also, Wednesdays. We don't have
actual
runtime numbers. Yeah, I mean,
we don't have runtime, and I don't think we have a time that it actually comes out. Right, like it. I'm guessing maybe if they follow the old model, probably come out with it been coming out like 3 a.m. or whatever.
3 a.m. Eastern, 12 midnight Pacific,
midnight Central or Pacific. Yeah.
So just wake up and watch it on your free time on Wednesday. Stuff like that.
Fact, that'll be really good. Obviously, again, that's for those who may not know. That's kind of the animated version of some stuff that we're going to see that kind of stemmed from a lot of what we saw in Loki. So if you haven't caught up yet, go catch up, go watch those old episodes again so you can catch up on the episode. And tap in, man. August 11th, Marvel's What If. That's going to be super dope. Speaking of Marvel animated shit, just a random little plug. It's not going to be no deep conversation, but I told you earlier this week, Jahra, that I checked out Marvel's Future Avengers.
Oh yes, one of the shows.
That's right? What it is. Yes. Let me double check on the name because I know I just talked to y'all not too long ago. Oh no, where is it? Oh no, I lost it. It's called Marvel Future Adventures. So I was right. I didn't lose anything. I was right from the jump. But whatever.
It's like an anime, right?
It's like an anime. It's really like it is anime. They got just these two random little anime-looking characters. I'm not gonna say they're Asian because they don't really look Asian. They just look like anime characters, and they just show up with Avengers doing shit. Like it's interesting.
Is it on?
Heard about that.
On Disney Plus.
Watched it.
Okay, real quick. I'll just give y'all this. The concept is that the main kind of characters of the show they were raised by Hydra, and they were raised to believe that the Avengers are the evil guys. They're the evil, they're the villains doing the bad stuff. And so that's I guess it's the premise is that that's how Hydra trains their people to believe that the Avengers are the evil ones and that they're doing the right stuff. And so they yeah, and that's the basics of it, you know. So the Avengers are supposed to look like the bad guys to them, while obviously the Avengers are actually the good guys going around saving people. And yeah, the show builds from there. I don't know if those two characters show up in comics, if they showed up in comics before the show or not. And I can't remember the names off the top of my head right now, so whatever, because it's not that important. It's not a real topic. But I thought it was pretty cool for Marvel to put out this little anime version. It actually, to me, it gives me between What If, even though What If is not like an anime, it's just animated. But between this anime Avengers, I feel like I'm getting a sense for what this anime Star Wars is gonna be, and that is making me pretty hype.
If I remember correctly, that Star Wars shows me anime by Studio Trigger, who's one of my favorite animation studios, and they do like really stylish. Their strengths are very stylish action scenes that have like very interesting like sequences and stuff like that. Not like super high quality across the board production that like the other Attack on Titan seasons had or anything like that, but they're just like very stylized fight scenes. So if anything, we'll see some really cool looking stuff going on there. Right. So ever since that announcement, I've been like, yo, that's gonna be fucking amazing. At the very least, we'll have really good fight scenes, right? Action sequences. But yeah, you know, I remember you mentioning in our chat earlier this week regarding the Marvel's future Avengers, and I kind of forgot that existed just because I don't know. I just didn't. I guess it was a pre-Disney Plus world, so I just wasn't on my radar.
I mean, yeah, I honestly had no idea.
I only seen it by name once and was like, oh, it's Marvel anime. That makes sense. You know, parts of Japan, you know, like Capcom, really big on Marvel stuff. They do all the Marvel versus Capcom or Marvel superheroes fighting games. So, you know, there's a certain set of, you know, Japanese viewership that's familiar with some Marvel characters. But yeah, so I mean, I don't know, is it like good or anything? Or
I mean, I only watched one episode. It was interesting enough. I will go back and watch more of it for sure. At this point, I just want to see where it goes, what they do they introduce any cool characters. Black Panther is in it, so I want to at least get there. I think he's like episode 3 or something, so I want to get there. Cool. Because you do get to meet, you know, obviously a couple of different Avengers and some of the Avengers that we haven't even got to see, like the main MCU and stuff like that yet. So I want to watch this and actually like see what it's about, maybe learn some more about some Marvel comics, because I will say the thing that DC has going for it is that the animated shows did so well that you got to learn about it. That was the perfect space for them to introduce as many random characters as they could, that could randomly help save the day. And you never know which one is going to click with people and who people might, you know, end up identifying with. And then they'll go do the research. They'll go buy the comics. They'll go buy the t-shirts. They'll go buy all the merch they can find. So I do think it's pretty cool that they did that. And then the last show to update y'all on, the Titans season 3. It's August 12th, so the next day, so Thursday, is when we will get the first episode of Titans season 3. We don't have to deep dive on that again. We know it looks great.
Can't wait.
We're excited. Yep. So yeah, three. Well, a movie and 2 shows. All of them that you can watch from home, which I think is great. But Scarlett Johansson may not agree. So,
excellent.
Segway God has entered the chat.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all got me stepping my game up, man. I ain't got no 50K view YouTube videos and nothing, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta do something.
Keep doing that shit and you gonna get there.
At least get the segues up, you know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah. That's what we like to see in here.
Growth.
Okay, so Scarlett Johansson is suing Disney. And I think a lot of other people I've heard talk about this have overcomplicated the situation, especially the people that have no business talking about it or just don't really know what the fuck they talk about. And it's not fair. They know what they're talking about to an extent, but when it comes to the content shit, you're missing a lot of information. I'm looking at you, Joe Budden. Look.
I'm shocked.
Hey, what did
What did Joe say?
Yeah.
He said a couple of stupid things. He said that he said that Disney just fucked over Scarlett Johansson and yada yada yada. And don't get me wrong, they did in some aspects, but again, it's about the whole story. He was also saying that Marvel don't feel like they don't need Scarlett Johansson because now they're just putting out random movies with random heroes that are C-list heroes, and that's ignorant too because that's the whole MCU. Everybody here is a C-list hero, minus Spider-Man and Black Panther. So they're not C-list heroes anymore, but that's how they started. Marvel started off with, we don't have any of our good shit, so we're just gonna put out random shit. And yeah, so that's how it is. So it's not like it built there. So that's what Joe was saying, some stupid shit, whatever. Because he don't know comic books, which is why he should just leave the comic book shit and the Marvel shit and the comics. Just leave it.
It's always interesting to hear somebody outside of this space talk about this space.
And talk about it so passionately is the crazy thing.
Right.
Look, but what Joe does have a point on is, and I wasn't really meaning to make this like a Joe reference or whatever, but
yeah,
what he does have on them is the contract negotiation stuff, which I do agree with, and you can't I don't feel like you can disagree with.
Yeah.
Scarlett Johansson, their contract with Marvel was for this Black Widow movie. She got paid what seems like reportedly maybe 20 million up front, or 20 million in total to this point. But her original contract was incentive based on box office numbers. Now, if we've learned anything from Ant-Man or any of the Thor movies, minus maybe the first one, everybody loved comic book movies, right? Everybody's a comic book movie whore. You put out a comic book movie and it's tied to DC or Marvel, people are going to go see it.
Mm-hmm.
They're the two biggest ones in the world. So if you put out Black Widow in theaters, we all would have went to see it. No matter what we thought about the plot, no matter what we thought about Black Widow, if we thought she was good enough to have her own movie and blah, 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 who cares?
Pandemic.
We would have went to see this.
Yep.
We would have went to see this movie in theaters if it was only in theaters, regardless. Now, Disney, I think, was responsible in the fact that, hey, it's a pandemic. It's not safe for everybody to go outside. And they tried. And I think this is what's getting lost. And you guys, listen, please listen to me. If you've listened to this show, you know we're not the people to go defending the company, right? Especially me. I'm definitely not the defend the billionaire company. Disney has a racist past. They have all this other bullshit that in their past. We can talk about all of it. I'm not dismissing any of that. But we're in a bit of an unprecedented time with a pandemic, a disease running around rampant. Now we got more variants and shit now. Shout out to Marvel for seeing the future in that. They were like, we're just going to name this. We already variants. We already know what this is. So we got all this shit, right? And now Disney has to make some decisions. They wanted to put Black Widow out in theaters. We would have went to see it in theaters because we want to see what MCU implications happen, all that shit. And they hold off for a year when theaters closed. They held this movie for a year. They tried to wait. They did. And for me, if I'm Scarlett Johansson, to me, both sides need to make some concessions. If I'm Scarlett Johansson, I say, I understand we went through a pandemic. Theaters were shut down. Wasn't no option to go to the theater. We didn't have a choice. You shut it down. I also understand that we're not really this is where Scarlett Johansson has to concede. We're still in a pandemic. Just because people are allowed to go outside or people are still willing to go outside, don't mean people should be going outside. Mm-hmm. And because of that, Disney can't just say, hey, the only place for you to do it is in this place where you got to gather with a bunch of people you may or may not know, or you can rent a theater out. Those are the options for safety. Wear a mask and watch our movie. I don't want to have to go to a movie theater and wear a mask the whole time to watch the movie.
Yeah.
And barely pull it down, eat a little bit of popcorn and drink my drink.
Right.
I don't want that.
I might just keep the mask down at that point anyway.
I don't want to do that. So no, I'm not comfortable. I'm vaccinated and everything. I don't want to go to a theater. Not right now. So Scarlett Johansson, your movie was supposed to be out a year ago. And now, not only that, if you watch social media, we've talked about it on here, the interest in this movie was dying from people that wanted to see it. Mm-hmm. They were like, it's taking too long now. We don't even give a fuck, man. Whatever, man. And we knew that this is an older MCU story. It's a Black Widow origin story. So most of the things happening here aren't necessarily going to massively affect what is going
the
on
grand
now in the
scheme,
MCU.
yeah.
Like, it's not a big
Yep.
grand scheme thing. And even though Marvel does do that from time to time, I didn't write it down. We'll talk about it next week. Maybe the whole Shang-Chi thing and how they kind of not rewrit, but how they kind of explain Iron Man's initial origin.
Oh yeah, for sure.
With the Mandarin and all that. But Marvel does like to do that. They'll take a newer movie and use it to kind of rework some information. Like, it would have been more. It probably now if Black Widow had maybe shown us like something with like scrolls in Hydra or something like that, or scrolls and somewhere else, maybe I would have been, like, oh, there's an effect. But Black Widow was a movie really on its own. And I think if it came out in theaters, she probably would have hit the benchmark she was supposed to hit, because people were fiending for a Marvel movie. People would have went to see it. The numbers still don't look bad because they're on Disney Plus. People streamed it. Disney made a bunch of money, but
like
also maybe not what they were looking for,
Yep.
but also they have to consider people like us who went in together, shared it, and streamed it. You can't account for that. They can't account for 3 people watching a stream together or 3 people
Yeah.
watching streams separately and splitting the cost. That is going to cut your cost. You're right. If they had made this $10, I think we all would have paid our own $10 and bought it and went on. I don't think I would have went through the hassle of, all right, let's all pitch in $3.33 to get it for one of us. And then let me log out of my Disney Plus on my TV to log into one of y'all Disney Plus, or y'all log into one of mine, and then we watch it, and then to log out for $10. Hey, I'll buy it myself. It's cool. I'll rent it myself, whatever, and I'll do it. But at 30, you start asking, hey, we're all trying to go in.
They try to go.
Yeah, we're trying to, like, it's a pay-per-view or so.
Facts.
Yeah.
And so that's how it was treated. And that is why the numbers look lower. That makes sense.
30
guys.
is a lot.
Now, Disney, where I agree with what other people were saying, is Disney should have restructured their contract. It seems like Scarlett Johansson came back and said, hey, if you are going to put this out, I just don't want to be forgotten about. My contract is box office based. Can we restructure this so that I can benefit from the revenue, from the streaming revenue money and all this other stuff? And Disney basically was like, nah, nigga, here's some money. And Scarlett Johansson said, nah, bro, I was supposed to make way more money than that. And yeah, you should. All the years Scarlett Johansson, and I think people get too caught up in the numbers and feel like, oh, she's rich already and whatever. And that's true, she is. But if I've been in the MCU from the jump, and I've been a key pivotal role, not only that, I played a key role while not getting like superpowers. She wasn't even power scaled really until this movie, where they kind of tell you all the shit they go through. And I know they kind of referenced it before, but this movie really showed you like how these women become these super soldier versions in the Black Widow program and all that kind of shit. So to actually see it, like, this is the first time we've seen it. So it's like, yo, I'm not only that, I died for the MCU to be saved. Like, y'all killed my character to save the MCU and shit. Like, yeah. And now I got this origin movie. Y'all need to pay me. Pay the girl. And I think Disney did this because why not? Disney probably still made a good bit of money.
Yep.
Disney said, yo, we gonna recoup. Because think about, if they waited another year to put this out, now we're talking about people saying, fuck that movie, I'm not seeing that no more. They had to get this out if they wanted to keep everything else on schedule. If you still want to give us Doctor Strange, you still want to give us Shang-Chi, you still want to give us the new Spider-Man, hey, Black Widow not fitting into that. Can you imagine us watching all 3 of those movies where all the multiverse shit is happening, and then we go watch Black Widow, and they like, come on, bro, it's not gonna work that well.
It's a different level at that point, man.
I know her numbers are based on box office, but they didn't account for the Disney Plus premium access
purchase. Yeah, like
they didn't account for that.
That would have been that.
You would have got another.
That would have been nice to include. Like, hey, we know this. We're putting this out here on this way. We'll count the numbers on this side.
Instead, Disney played it like, hey,
it said
we gave you 20 million, man.
The contract said box office.
Contract said box office. Sorry about that. I hate the way they wrote it, because Disney wrote the story like, poor old Disney, we're so broke and we had to put this movie out because the pandemic and the timing, and we didn't get to make all the money we wanted to make back. So sorry, we can't pay you. Don't get me wrong. Scarlett Johansson it's just like us working for a regular company. You understand that if the company had a down year, your bonus not going to be the same.
Not going to be
right? And you understand that, you can see that. But if you don't get no bonus at all, If you still did your job and everything you did was up to par, but the sales just didn't work, or don't get me wrong, or if not say the bonus is under par, but say you're used to making, 200% above profit or something. You got some crazy successful business. Every year you make 200% above your budget. And normally your employees get a great kickback from that, whatever it is. I don't know the right number, and I don't want anybody to be like, that's not good enough. So who cares, right? You get a good enough kickback from that. You get a great bonus. Well, this year you only make 150% of your budget, right? You understand, okay, I might not get that same crazy bonus I was getting, but we still made over the budget. We still made profit. I should get a bonus still. But they like, nah, fam. Nah, you did good enough. Your salary was straight. Your salary was enough. No bonuses this year. I worked just as hard this year. I did everything in my job the same this year. It's not my fault that sales are down because of a natural disaster or a natural occurrence. Why I gotta be suffer now, or I can't get nothing from it? Yeah, the side should have been able to come to a compromise, and it's sad they didn't. And it's sad that Disney is trying to really kind of attack the public narrative to make it seem like Scarlett Johansen's just being greedy or whatever, instead of just to get paid what she's fucking owed. So I don't know. There's a couple points in there I probably could have shut the fuck up and let y'all respond, but I'm trying to make a name for myself. So y'all I don't know. What are y'all thoughts on this shit, man? Scarlett Johansson suing Disney. Y'all get it? Y'all understand?
I mean, I see why she's angry, because like from what they disclosed, her original contract didn't really account for this Disney Premier Access type rollout. Nope. So yeah, I mean, I understand that, and that makes sense. However, like you said, and I mean, I don't know how these things work. Like, is there even a way to amend the contracts, or
if you want
prior to? Yeah, I mean, I'm sure money talks, etc.
Everything is up in the air, bro. We act like these contracts are like the end all be all. Anything. If the company want to negotiate, they negotiate. It's no different than sports. When a team want to give you an extension, or they want to renegotiate, or they feel like, yo, we need to pay him more to keep him happy, they do it. It don't matter if you got 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 years left. If I want to give you more money, I can and I will. And I mean, obviously, don't kill me in the comments, sports people. I know we got salary caps and shit, but I'm just saying you can rearrange shit if you want to. Now, how that affects the rest of your roster is different. Maybe you don't. Maybe that guy you were paying a decent bit at the end of your bench ain't there no more because you used his money to pay your star. But sometimes that's what it's like. So. And they also look at it like, I get Disney probably also looking at it like, yo, this was your last movie.
Yeah, I was just about to say, they're probably looking
You're done.
This is your last movie. We really don't have
this is the end of the contract
you for another thing, because we
don't need Black Widow again. Black Widow, just a name. We got a new Black Widow already.
Right.
So
Florence Pugh, man, she way younger than Scarsdale right now too.
And I bet you she's taking
like
way
our
less.
age.
And I bet you she's taking way less. Way less. Don't get me wrong. Scarlett Johansson was a legend before.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Not
a legendary actor before the MCU. She's done plenty of great roles. Whether you like them or not is subjective, whatever. But she's done plenty of roles. With or without the MCU, she'd still made a bunch of money. She'd still be acting in a lot of stuff, right? But the MCU is a cash cow. You're trying to lead that cash cow dry, especially when it's Disney, and you know how much money they got. And y'all buying all these other shits. Y'all got Marvel, and y'all got Star Wars, y'all got Discovery, y'all got things for every type of nerdy nigga. Like, and y'all telling me y'all don't got enough money to throw me a little extra shit. Even if you feel like it's gonna cut into your profits, even if you think it's gonna cut into your profits of this one movie, you still have then fuck it, lose a little money on the movie. Disney is printing money over there, printing it. I mean,
they can always print it.
I mean, HBO, Warner Brothers figured it out. Like, Warner Brothers figured it out, and were able to do something for those type of contracts. Disney has no excuse.
Well, you know what? I don't think we ever touched on it too much here, or we never deep dived on it. But Christopher Nolan had this same problem with Tenet, and I don't know how that resolved though. I don't know if he ended up getting more. I guess the reason we never went too deep on it is because I don't know if he ever ended up like suing them. I thought he was upset because he wanted people to see it like or experience it in theaters. I don't know
believe
if
there's
he
ever-
was mad about like money.
It never. It was going to, but it never did.
It never went to court.
No, never went to straight to HBO Max. It was
Oh, that's what it was. That's what it was. It never went straight. It came to HBO Max after. So he was satisfied with what he got.
And I think even then he was upset with how fast it came to HBO Max.
He didn't like the idea of just cinema. He thought his whole view. One of his arguments was that he felt that putting it on streaming services so quick kind of devalues the cinema experience. I think Martin Scorsese said that as well. I might be getting them blurred, but in either way, yeah, he wasn't really gung ho about Tenet flying onto streaming services immediately anyway, and yet it did within like 3 months. But I think that's a normal time frame. But yeah, and like Ian said, it didn't end up streaming like I think day and day on HBO Max due to that fact.
Right.
I mean, any listeners, viewers, feel free to confirm or correct us wherever you listen or watch.
Yeah,
for sure.
But that's what I remember, and that's what we kind of remember too.
I remember when it was I think it was briefly I don't know if it was announced publicly that it would be straight to HBO Max and in theaters.
I think they had announced that originally, like, "Oh, Tenet, you're gonna be able to stream it on HBO Max and in theaters."
But that was squashed,
and he was not happy with that.
Yeah, he was like, "Nah, fam."
I understand it. Actually, the only way I understand it is from a monetary standpoint.
From a monetary.
That's the only way I understand it. I don't understand the integrity. I've seen to me, it's no different than people complaining about Zack Snyder's movie being in 4:3. It's just like
I get it.
That's his artistic vision at that point.
But
that's another discussion.
Artistic vision. You make this movie to be experienced in the theater.
Okay, but
it's kind of like making a beat for like decent speakers, and then you listen to it on some
phone.
You listen to it through the phone speakers.
Mm-hmm. But my thing is,
it's not being done justice because you're not fully experiencing it the way you intended someone to experience it.
And so, at what point do you cross over from the creative? Because I understand that from a creative perspective, right? Like we all create shit, we all make content. So I understand it from the creative perspective. You create it in a certain way, you want it to be experienced that way. Here's the thing though, once you create something and put it into the world, you don't get to control how it gets experienced every time.
Yeah.
So yes, your movie might have been great to see on the big screen, but there are people in places who can't go to a big screen, don't like going to movie theaters for whatever reason. I know that we like shrug it off, but there was a big ass shooting at a Batman movie in Colorado. If people remember,
never forget.
If people remember that, some people might still be traumatized from that. Some people, even if they weren't there, might feel like, I never want to go to a theater and see anything like this again because I don't want to be in that situation. Like, you understand? People have different reasons for not wanting to go to a theater. So to just say like, oh, this movie was only meant to be seen on the big screen. Well, fuck you. Your movie's going to come on Blu-ray or digital download, and people are going to watch it where the fuck they want to watch your movie. So this is what you need to do. Make sure you're making a good movie, not just a good movie that might feel amazing if you see it on a screen, on a certain size screen. But if I watch it on my laptop or my TV, then the movie doesn't hit the same. You made a shitty movie then, bro. I'm sorry. Your movie sucks. If your movie can only be experienced with the best speakers and the IMAX logo, your movie ain't that great. You got some dope visuals. That means you had some money. And tell me something. It's probably 100 niggas on YouTube that could have made the same movie then, with great if they had the money. No, if they had, I'm not talking about Tenet. Let me be specific. I'm not talking about Tenet. I'm talking about that idea, that way of thinking. Yeah. Christopher Nolan is an alien when it comes to producing and directing movies. He's an amazing director. I'm not talking about him or any of his movies. If Christopher Nolan wants to be upset, that he's allowed to express that. I can still think his reasoning for some of it is stupid. If it's for your money because you're owed a certain side of money and they don't want to restructure your contract so that you're fairly compensated, 100% behind you for that. Never will argue with that. Everybody needs to be compensated the way they deserve to be compensated, or the way they were structured to be compensated beforehand, at least. And if things change outside of everybody's control, then I should be allowed to renegotiate that 100%. And I do believe Scarlett Johansson will win some money from this. No matter how much it is, she's going to win some money from this. They're going to sell forward.
They're going to sell for sure.
And every actor going forward is going to say, you have to give me some of the streaming money. And it doesn't matter if it's up front. I don't care if you put the movie on stream the same day as the theatrical release. I need this for box office receipts, and I need this for streaming. That's what these actors need to do now, because now you done seen it. Because even if it goes straight to theaters and then comes back to, streaming services 6 or 8 months or even a year later, shouldn't those actors still be able to make royalties and money off that? Just like if you acted in a show, don't get me wrong. I don't want to use an example because I could be wrong and nobody's getting royalties from it. But I imagine a show like Girlfriends or, One-on-One, all those type of shows. I'd imagine those actors are making royalties every time those shows end up on streaming services and Black people start binging them and watching them again.
See, I used to think that, but after hearing what Dave Chappelle went through, I don't know if that's still true.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it is the case across the board.
And that's what makes me wonder, like, how are royalties handled?
It's not. I doubt it's the same across the board, but you can't tell me Will Smith don't got Fresh Prince royalties. You know what I mean? Like, there's certain shows he got them. And the only reason we know that is because he can put out like Belair Athletics and shit like that. Like, he can put out shit that is branding from the show.
But I think
he has some sort of ownership of royalties.
I think it's the fact that he has some ownership in Fresh Prince. Like, I think maybe somewhere down the line he, bought some shares or something. I don't know.
And I would assume Will Smith to be a stand-up dude from West Philly, just like myself. And I would assume that he would take care of his people. Now, I'm not talking about when they were young and in the 90s recording this shit and he was in his 20s and they're just making shows. He might not know what everybody's contract was and everything like that. But I'm talking about right now, as the show is popping back. It shows on HBO Max and the show streams places. The show is on the show. You can watch a couple episodes of Fresh Prince every morning on some channel. I don't know what channel it is, but I know Fresh Prince, Saved by the Bell, and a couple other sitcoms are coming on a channel. My Wife and Kids, I know that's coming on somewhere. Martin, those shows are coming on a channel somewhere. BET,
Prime Video now.
You can stream some of these on Prime Video. There's somewhere. I would think it's crazy to think that Will Smith hasn't made sure that every-body that was involved in that show is getting some sort of royalty.
I hope so.
If he has ownership in it. That would be my hope. You create something and everybody gets some ownership to make sure we get royalties off this forever.
I'm sure that's why OG on Viv was able to forgive him so easy.
Maybe she got him some royalties and say, yo, anytime they stream your episodes, these first 2 seasons, whatever these numbers are doing, you're getting paid or whatever. I don't know if was it the first 2 seasons? I think it was first 2 or maybe 3. But whatever season she's in, she should be making royalties for those episodes if we're watching them. Because what if there are people out there who prefer the old Aunt Viv? And if they're only watching the episodes that she's in, doesn't she deserve to be compensated for that?
Yeah.
So that's how
I hope so. I really hope, if it wasn't already in the, I hope that at least Dave Chappelle sparks something in these guys to let them renegotiate these shits or somehow get broken off.
Renegotiating sucks.
If
Renegotiating always sucks, and especially when you're working with
like
the big, exactly. And when you're working with a big company, they hold the power. They got the market share. They understand that, hey, people might be upset with us, but are they going to stop watching and listening? Like, listen, I support Scarlett Johansson. I want her to get her money. But if Disney came out tomorrow and said, "Fuck you, Scarlett Johansson, we're not paying you shit," you think that's going to stop me from watching Marvel's What If?
Doesn't really affect us in the grand scheme.
It's not. And I love. Don't get me wrong.
I tell you what, though, if Chadwick's estate isn't getting broken off for his, you know what I'm saying? I might feel a way about that.
Are you going to stop watching? Yes or no? Don't think too deep. Give me an answer right now. Are you going to stop watching?
I might skip that episode and then watch the other one.
I mean, you can just just stop your membership. Stop paying monthly if you are paying monthly.
So my thing is, I just don't believe there are certain companies that have a certain type of market share. It doesn't just have to be this. We look at a company like Walmart. They can kind of do whatever they want behind the scenes, donate to whoever they want. They might get some backlash for a little bit, but guess what, nigga? You need some fruit, you need some bread, you need some frozen, you need some juice, you need some frozen items, and you also need some fucking toilet paper. Your stinky ass needs some deodorant, you need some toothpaste, and you might need a t-shirt. And you know what? You might need a new bike tire. And guess where you get all that shit? Walmart.
A few hours.
Gonna take your ass down to Walmart. Like, you're still gonna go. You know what I'm saying? Like, these niggas is not.
We Amazon shoppers over here.
And all right, good luck. What I'm saying is, what I'm saying
the
is
Bezelites.
I was like, is that better? I was like, did we not just get off a whole argument about this?
No,
right? Because he's taking all your little money and going to the edge of space and telling us he did something amazing. So what I'm saying is,
on the way.
The rich people.
All I'm saying is, shout out to Einstein and them boys who actually did amazing things. And the scientists that are we don't talk about it, but the scientists that are actually doing the amazing work and doing real science that's actually progressing shit and giving us new real information. Not, hey, there's a atmosphere there's an ozone layer at the end of the earth that I can't get through. Yeah, no shit, nigga, we knew that. Anyways, I just don't think that stuff like this is enough. What I do hope though is that artists on their own take this initiative. So when they're going into these negotiations, they start doing this stuff. And as much as people may hate Joe for a lot of valid reasons, I understand he's got some valid reasons to not like him, to dislike him, to hate him, whatever. The way he acted with Spotify, the way he shook shit up, made a lot of other podcasters realize, whether they want to admit it or not, made them realize, yo, I got more power. And why you think a bunch of podcasters went to Spotify? And they got a bunch of shit that Joe didn't get. That's it. That's all I'm saying. Forget Joe as a person or whatever. I'm talking about that situation in the podcast. If you don't like Joe or whatever, I understand that. I'm not arguing with you. Don't come argue with me. I don't care. All right. I don't like Chris Brown and y'all listen to him. So what I'm saying is sometimes it takes that person to really fight back against a conglomerate that has the power to just say, no, we did enough or whatever for people to, for other people to say, yo, I can do that too. You know, let me hold out too. Let me make sure I'm getting my full dues too. Let me ask for this streaming money, or let me ask for some of my money in Bitcoin or whatever, because these are the things you see happening out in that landscape. So when I see Scarlett Johansson do this, that's cool. But is any of this actually going to stop people from watching? Whether she wins or not? No, it's not. And yes, it might affect us if they did it to Chadwick Boseman's estate or didn't want to pay their estate or whatever. Yes, that would affect us. He has a daughter, I believe. He has a daughter. But he has a kid, right? Sure. I think they had a child. I thought he had a child.
Young. I think.
Let me just double check that so I don't sound insensitive. I just want to make sure I'm not tripping. I thought he had
the couple did not have any children, but the actor's parents.
Okay, no, he didn't have any kids. Why do I think? I felt like they got married and he had a kid before he left, but I made that up. So I apologize for that. I must be conflating some other story. Regardless of if he has children or not, his estate should still be well off because it's his estate. That might affect us here. We Black. That's gonna bother us. Is that gonna bother the greater people in the world, or is the majority of MCU fans gonna stop watching this stuff or cancel their Disney Plus stuff? I think a lot of people might say it. A lot of people might claim they're gonna do it.
Be in the moment.
It might be a big social media push for a little bit, but guess who's gonna be behind the closed doors? Disney, and they're gonna say, "Man, these subscription numbers ain't down."
Right.
These subscription numbers look just fine.
Maybe a couple thousand, but that's a couple drop in the bucket.
And guess what? A couple thousand drop off every month anyway. Somebody ain't get paid on time. Somebody paid late. Their account suspended. Somebody forgot to pay. Somebody not on auto pay. Somebody decided they don't got shit else they want to watch on here. They losing a couple thousand a month. They probably gain a couple thousand every month.
Mm-hmm.
People come and go from subscription services. So I got a feeling that it just doesn't affect anything. So you, with these big companies, you really got to push them. You really got to create a big wave. And I think Scarlett Johansson has a chance to do that. Hopefully these actors follow suit, man. Hopefully these actors follow suit. How much you think they're gonna pay her? Throw a number out. What y'all think she's gonna get?
How much was she shut up for?
Allegedly, she got, I believe it's 20 million. She got up front.
I'm trying to figure out what is the usual.
We don't know, bro. We're not here to stay facts. We are here to just throw
6 million
numbers.
6 mil. I don't know.
You think you'll get another 6? Okay.
I think they'll give her.
I don't know. That's probably too low, but I'm not sure.
I think they'll give her 80.
You gonna give her 80 million?
80 million.
That's what
I don't know anything.
I think that's what Disney made completely from the streaming from Black Widow.
Or give it a 60 that they got off of the stream. I think it was 60 they got off.
Okay, so I guess 6 is pretty low.
Okay.
All right, 20 million.
Okay.
Because
Change it.
So
right now they I think initial box office was 80. Yeah, my initial box office was 80. Jesus.
So look at this. By way of context, in pre-pandemic times, many Marvel movies topped 1 billion at the box office. Johansen's camp is speculating that the cannibalization caused by the Disney Plus launch potentially cost the actress 50 million in back-end compensation. Rival studio executives think that's overly generous, pegging her likely payout in a world without COVID at half that amount. Adding to the melee, the actress's CAA is slamming Disney for disclosing that Johansen had made 20 million in upfront salary, calling it an attempt to weaponize her success as an artist and businesswoman. And that's 100% what it is. They are 100% correct. They tried to weaponize the fact that they paid her, and they know that there's going to be a lot of poor people out there, poor people like us. We're just not the poor people saying this, but because I don't want it to sound like we're saying we not poor, we poor. But there's gonna be a lot of poor people out there going to say, you made 20 million. What are you complaining about? Who cares? You got to be you worked for 6 months acting and you got to be a superhero and you got 20 million and you're complaining. Don't get me wrong. I understand it. It's a lot of money, but if she don't get that 20 million, then capitalism gets the 20 million. Big bad Disney keeps it in their pocket. You act like Disney is like, well, we were going to donate this 20 million to this charity, but we got to give it to Charlotte. Like, yo, that money ain't going to no good shit. No, don't get me wrong. No world building shit. The money, it's not like they was going, it's not like the money that they didn't pay Scarlett Johansson. Wow. Scarlett Johansson. It's not like the money they didn't pay Scarlett Johansson is going anywhere better. So I think that they're trying to kill her character. I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate that fact. But such it is, right?
Wow, Spider-Man Far From Home only did 92.
Yeah, because but how did Far From Home come out? It didn't come out on streaming services, right? It came out didn't. Directly to theaters.
Yeah.
But
we went to theaters to see that one.
But where was that in the No, that was right before the pandemic, right? My time.
Yeah. 2019.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But
so
it killed worldwide. So.
Fact.
Freaking.
So yeah, man. Yeah. I do hope Scarlett Johansson gets her money. It sucks when you're not being compensated the way you feel like you should be, especially when a company is making millions plus billions of dollars on you. And
I think she should at least get anything that was earned via
through
premium
Disney
access.
Plus, premium access,
because they said they wouldn't do that and they did it anyway.
Yeah,
so
they did. They actually told her, like, even after Disney Plus launched and everything, they said they went to her and said, we're not going to put this movie on HBO Max. But when the world didn't know, I think,
maybe it was that fiscal year where they're saying that, and then once it turned to April, May, then they're like, all right, well, maybe we should change our tune, looking at how our revenue and everything was for that year. Maybe that changed.
And that's possible. But my thing is, nobody knew when the pandemic was going to come in and come out. And I understand that, like, when it all started, I'm sure we all thought, like, oh, this will be a week or two, a month at worst, and then everything will just go back. Like, we didn't think it was going to be a point where we're sitting here, over a year and a half later, or I guess almost a year and a half later, and we're still sitting around like, bro, there's new versions and shit. Like, no way did we see this coming. So I understand that nobody could have seen this coming. Scarlett Johansson didn't see it coming, Disney didn't see it coming. But once you see it's here, and you see, okay, we're gonna try to hold this out so we can put it in theaters because that's what we agreed to. Which is, I think that was Disney trying to do the right thing. That doesn't work. And they go, look, we can't hold on to this anymore. If we hold on to this anymore, we're losing our market share with this movie and all that kind of shit. So then it's like, well, once you get to that point and say, hey, look, we have to put this out, why don't you just take the initiative to give her that money, like negotiate with her, say, hey, look, we can't do it this way. Our numbers are going to be reduced. Let's get back to the table and figure out how we can work this out so we can still both win a little bit from this and have a positive relationship, especially with everything they did in Loki. Granted, I know we said that yes, Scarlett Johansson doesn't need to come back to MCU, but it's like Loki just changed everything. She could be back at any time. Why would you want to sour that relationship with her now over this? Which is why I think they will settle out of court. I don't think she'll get the full 50 million she's looking for. I think maybe she'll get another 20, 25, maybe 30. And, you know, I think she'll be happy with that and maybe still willing to come back and do, you know, Marvel cameos, but with a different
contract altogether.
Contract situation now, you know, for sure. But, you know,
they barely made their money back on this movie.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Which isn't surprising. I mean, you combine the fact that the movie took an extra year to come out, people were kind of over it. And then you add in like the bad initial impressions with Taskmaster and all that type of stuff. And people instantly, some people just said, oh, fuck it, I'm not watching that then. And so, you know, a lot of different factors into why that didn't work. Whereas if it had been in theaters, I do think you would have had a much better time, you know.
Still did better than Ant-Man domestically.
Really?
Yeah, it's not surprising.
Than the first one?
Yeah, the first one and the second one.
Oh wow, really? I didn't think it did better than Ant-Man and the Wasp. That's crazy.
Yeah, those still aren't like really high grossing MCU movies. The third one will probably be this. I mean,
well, this one they're not gonna have a choice. This is that Civil War. This is exactly what they did with Captain America, right? The first two,
or like
Winter Soldier is good.
Or say Thor, more or less. Well,
Captain America was Captain America, then Winter Soldier, then Civil War. Everybody's here. You know, it's not just. I'm saying this is the same thing. It's like Ant-Man and the Wasp, which is just like Captain America and Bucky, even though it's Winter Soldier. And then now we're doing Quantumania. We can go to realities and timelines and all.
One form of Kang in there too. Yeah.
So I look at it like that same type of trajectory.
Oh, I lied.
Whatever.
Man, and the Wasp, they did better domestically. Their opening numbers weren't numbers weren't
legs.
And take into account that Ant-Man and the Wasp came out in the normal flow of things.
And Black
Widow came out after we were deprived
true.
of MCU content for basically a year.
For a movie that came out during the pandemic, did I, man?
Yeah, I was one of the two that came out between Infinity War and Endgame. So yeah.
That's all I'm saying, man. Pay Scarlett Johansson, man. Not often you're gonna find me on here advocating for white women, but
just a special white girl. She
I was gonna make a bad joke, but nah.
Well, now I want to hear the joke.
No, we gotta edit. You gonna say it?
All right, no, don't worry about it. I'll get myself in trouble. Don't worry. Don't get yourself in trouble. I'll get myself in trouble.
Yeah.
I'm always gonna root for Scarlett Johansson because you know she like one of the couple white girls as a black man. You like, all right.
Yeah, I mean,
she one of them ones. You know what I'm saying? Black women over everything.
Of course.
Over everything. Every black woman over everything. Everything. But if I had to, I'm just saying.
If she would be the one.
If I had to make one exception, if
one
Gunn was in my head,
one.
And they were telling me you have to pick one.
Scarlett Johansson right there. Y'all got, never mind. I don't want to get y'all in trouble. I'll tell y'all another one of my sneaky white girl crushes is they're only actresses. I don't think I like regular white women anymore. I've never really liked them.
For the record.
Except for that one time. That was a joke just for Ian, really.
I think but you've mentioned
whoa, Jahra, relax. Don't mention nothing. What are you talking about? What you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah,
I don't know either.
You tripping. Kate Beckinsale from the Underworld movies was I don't even know what Kate Beckinsale looks like today. I have no idea. I just only have my memory from about midway through college, so like 2011, 2012. I don't know what Kate Beckinsale looks like today, but she used to be a one of my huge
yes.
huge white girl crushes. She was doing the thing. Respect Kate Beckinsale. Okay, all right. Off of getting in trouble for complimenting white women. Who got a teacup? I don't have a teacup. I don't have a teacup.
They're always the mugs are always in there. Oh well.
Oh, Ian got the mug. There we go.
See, Ian is
he
got the most clout. He's
the most prepared. He is the most. He's 100% the most prepared.
Yeah.
And it is time for
console tea.
That's terrible. That's the only thing like stirring in a teacup. All right.
You were trying.
Yeah, I was trying.
We'll line it up.
All right, so we'll get this out the way. We'll just rip the Band-Aid off. It's something a lot us and pretty much everyone that's been paying attention this year. Sony, we saw it coming. Horizon Forbidden West reportedly, due to verified sources, 2 outlets got word that it will be delayed to Q1 2022. So that's between January and March right now. So yeah, that's pretty much all we heard. They all, according to those reports, they say it's also for extra polish and everything. So that's it's August now.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. They, if it was coming out this year, they'd have to have started their true marketing by now for these bigger games.
When was it supposed to come out?
They kept when they had their big when they had their state of play and they had like that 15-minute gameplay where they said that they were targeting a holiday 2021 release. So they didn't give any dates.
Okay.
So they're kind of trying to safety net themselves just in case this situation were to happen and it would get pushed back. But that was like 2-3 months ago.
It's smart. I take that.
Yeah. It's fine. It's fine. So it's fine. And honestly, kind of thinking about it too, real quick about it, that this doesn't really change too much about the game's reception, sales, anything like if anyone really cares about that. Because the last
for every one of us.
Yeah. It came out. The first one came out February 2017, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, before.
It was in the Game of the Year.
Before or after Breath of the Wild?
It was before Breath of the Wild, yeah.
It was before, and then Breath of the Wild was a couple weeks later. Right?
Yeah, I just wanted to skate on by it. But anyway,
wait, what happened?
It's like you said, breast.
Damn it! I was like, just let Derek listen to it in the ending. Just let Derek listen to the ending, but okay.
I definitely.
That's a porno title right there.
What a sleep! What a sleep!
Oh, that cosplay porn, nigga. Best of rest of the wild. Rest of the wilds.
Lord.
Nigga, we about to, shit,
right.
100K views on YouTube. We about to have 100K on Pornhub, nigga. I'm making that.
Yeah.
I'm making that.
Only episode you can find on Pornhub. But no, yeah, that's pretty much all to say on that front.
Y'all something else. Yeah, man, that's sad. I'm sad. I'm actually it's not sad. No, it's not. It is sad because I want the game. I'm selfish.
Yeah, I mean, we all definitely want the game.
It's not that sad. It's fine. It's okay. I'm not.
I mean, it does. It really does. As far as like their first part, it makes their latter part of this year a little weaker. Well, much weaker because now it's just
Far Cry.
Well, yeah, of course. Oh, yeah, of course.
And I kind of feel like that one is. Oh, that's not exclusive, right?
It's not exclusive.
No.
I feel like that one's gonna get delayed too. To be honest with you.
You think so? I'm having weird feelings about it.
I think they're gonna stick it. I think they're gonna stick Far Cry 6.
Okay.
Yeah, Far Cry 6. I think because they already delayed two of their Ubisoft delayed two of their other games. They the biking BMX snowboarding one.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I got delayed I forgot when it's later this fall. And then the Rainbow Six game got delayed, so I think early next year as well. But they didn't delay Far Cry, so I think Far Cry is gonna make it.
I hope so.
What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, that's right. Actually, before even talking about the PS5, PS4 slate for the rest of the year, Kena Bridge of Spirits got a delay as well, but it's not too bad. It was supposed to come out August 24th. Now it's September 21st. And I remember it because that's a few days after my birthday. Yeah. But and they made another Twitter post about it, the little text, and they're basically just like, "Yo, we're getting to the finish line. We just really asked for another month of polish, which good. That game has, I think it could be something special. So, I
agree.
With the black folks there working on it, just let them do their thing. Let them do their thing.
Fully believe this game could be special, man. Like
I think it will be a darling game of the year for sure.
I think it has the potential to sneak in like that.
Mm-hmm.
We might be overdoing it. We might be overhyping it, but I don't know. I'm invested. I believe it can be.
Everything I've seen of it looks great. I mean, the animation is like, the people that work on that game, they have like big movie production hit like chops in history, like animation wise.
Right.
So the game, just image quality wise, just looks like something that maybe DreamWorks or one of these dudes, Illumination, whoever, will just drop in theaters. That's how good the cutscenes and stuff looks.
Yeah.
And the gameplay looks pretty fun as well. Nothing like mind blowing, but it definitely looks like a fair bit of like platforming, puzzly combat. So yeah, it overall looks like a fun package. And when we get closer to that, hopefully they start doing previews when we get to learn even more. Those are the two main delays. I think both this week. Yeah, both for this week. Yeah, so really for those that were looking for a PS5 or still rocking with their PS4, it really leaves like
not a lot of
Death Stranding Director's Cut.
Death Stranding
in
Director's
August.
Cut.
No, I'm lying. That's September. Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut, which has the Iki Island expansion. That's later in August. Deathloop technically.
Yeah,
for now
as well.
In September. And then I feel like I'm forgetting something else. Is that it? Oh, and I guess the GTA 5 thing later in November, which we still know a lot about. They just mentioned it here and there. Whatever, they got whatever console exclusive stuff for that. It'll look even prettier on your PS5. But
what though? Next year, man, it's going to be stacked.
And next year's gonna be kind of dangerous.
Ragnarok, Forspoken, Horizon now.
Forspoken! I hope we see more about.
I'd be forgetting about Forspoken. Damn.
Nah, man, I can't forget.
That's coming out next year.
That's one of my backgrounds in my computer. I have a little slideshow joint.
You don't have
PlayStation
5 by next year.
Yeah, I've been stockpiling pictures of games mentioning. Like I got a bunch of Forza and Halo ones on here now. But yeah, so that's that for those. What was the other? Was there something you're gonna mention for console T as well before I start gushing about Halo Infinite Flight?
I mean, we could just end with it and just do the PS5 stuff. You can just end with Halo, PS5 stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Thank you. I don't know why that slipped. We can do PS5 stuff now because it's not gonna take too much time. Yeah. So Sony was busy this week. Their beta program for the firmware updates. They announced that the next one coming out for it will include the long-awaited internal SSD upgrade capability functionality. Among other,
you guys received that beta?
Well, no. I kind of forgot to sign up for it. I didn't sign up for it initially because just some stuff I was hearing about the PS5 firmware was a little funky here and there. So I was like, I'll let other people kind of try it out. But hearing that news, I did sign up for it. So I don't know if I'm even in it or not. I have to double check or whatever.
Right. We all signed up for it, right?
Yeah.
I signed up for it just to see.
Yeah. So I don't think we have a full date on when it's going to be pushed out. It should be this month. But yeah, it's going to be a beta software upgrade, allow you to use the internal SSD slot. And among other things, there's actually a lot of patch notes. There's actually a lot of features they're doing, like using your TV, your speakers or Bluetooth speakers for TV for 3D audio as well, and things like that. Some mini changes here and there. I'm not going to go through the whole list of mini changes. I would say just for those interested, just search patch notes.
Yeah, you can find the patch notes, the firmware stuff.
Yeah. But the main thing is definitely the M2 SSD. So this is interesting. PlayStation has an interesting solution for this, and it kind of gives why it took so long. So what they're saying now, they said, you can upgrade using the M2 PCIe 4.0 speed SSD card. However, they mentioned a few specific brands that they confirmed work with it. However, they also recommend people install a heatsink onto it to allow proper cooling.
Thermals.
Thermals. So that leads to two things now. One, I think the average person that's gaming on there, this might push them away from even wanting to open their shit up because they might think it's just too difficult, stuff like that. You can't just see a slot on the outside to plug something in. That's going to deter people away from it, which is understandable.
Get smarter friends, bro, who can help you.
That too. Pay me to do it. I'll do it for you.
I wonder how tall of a heatsink is. It can't even fit under there.
Actually, I haven't even opened up my PS5 to see the actual slide and see. I should probably do that.
I've never actually opened. I only took off the corners. I didn't take everything off.
I'll do
I
it.
took my corners off. I said, yeah, all right. That's
like
it.
that. Yep, that's it. Yep, it's all here. It's all here, baby. It's
Take
all
all
here.
that stuff is right there. Perfect.
It's working. Plug
Looks
it
like
in,
a
turn it
PS5
on.
to me.
Yep. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Shit.
That's it. But yeah, so that's interesting. That they recommend that. I'm not sure. I think they say it's like a requirement for it. So yeah, it's kind of it's a little weird to go about. You have to do some extra digging, or like Derek said, get smart friends like us to do it for you. Because it's not just something you can walk in the store and get PlayStation 5 approved branded Western digital SSDs, nothing like that.
Hopefully they actually sell like a PlayStation 5 approved heatsink.
They freaking should. Yeah. They freaking should.
If they sell a PS5 exclusive SSD, you know that shit is gonna be through the roof expensive. You know that shit is gonna be.
Yeah, I mean the cheapest.
And I bet it'll come with they'll find a way to like give you a little heat sink that works with it or something. But the price you're gonna have to pay is gonna be ridiculous, and everybody's gonna want to do what we're doing anyway, and just say fuck it. Let me go.
I'd be able to go to your local YouTuber, Gamer Nexus or something, and he'll be able to recommend you a decent performing heatsink for your M.2 and the PS5.
Maybe.
Hopefully.
I mean, honestly, this is really time for those tech tubers, gaming enthusiasts, YouTubers. This is their time.
It's their time.
It's time to put the content out so people can figure out if they want to open it up or not. Which really, honestly, it's really not that hard to, from what I've seen. It doesn't really look that difficult to open it up. It doesn't use any weird like tri-wing screws or anything. Thank goodness.
Initially, I thought you had to take off the entire back, but it's just a slot that you can. Just an area that you can pry open.
Yeah, it's an area. Yeah. So you just have to take off the white wings.
Yeah.
And maybe unscrew one little cover slot that you should put in to prevent dust or particles. So yeah, that's that. So that is coming out again only for the beta firmware, which should be out, I believe, this month. So hooray, we finally made it like 8 months later. But at least they figured something out.
Yeah, they figured something out. I wonder if they're gonna start selling the PS5 with that slot populated already with something.
I think they'll do that for like the if they for like the actual PS5 Slim or whatever. I don't know. I do really wonder why they didn't partner with someone, because Xbox, they have their own proprietary.
They got the proprietary thing.
I'm
glad they didn't go proprietary, honestly. But
yeah, I mean, I think PS Vita burned them to hell with that. That might be part of it.
Well, yeah, and they learned a lesson, man. You too much proprietary shit is going to push people away. And I mean, and I will say, as much as I big up the Vita here, and I love that thing, y'all know that, but the having to buy the specific memory cards that they have, that's the worst part. That's the worst part, because you can just get you can find a Vita, but then go find a card, go find a memory card to go in it. Like that shit wasn't fun.
I'm actually surprised, because all of Sony's other products have the proprietary memory or battery.
I think it's just for whatever reason with the speeds or whatever, they're going for the Vita. They just didn't want to try and like sell it too crazy at a loss or something. I don't know. Maybe they couldn't get a good number of them for a decent price. I'm not sure. Yeah, looking back, I'm not really sure. Yeah, same. Yeah, I definitely like to know too. So that's it. I mean, the Xbox thing, that came out day and date with the console last year, and I think they retail for like $229, but I've seen them as low as $185 now. So they're cheaper than some of these non-proprietary ones. But hey, or you can just do the other route, which you can still get a standard USB 3.0 external drive, plug it into your PS5 and use that as cold storage, which PlayStation said themselves that it's quicker to transfer back and forth there than to just re-download. So there's options.
Quicker, but you can't. Can you?
That's what they said.
No. I'm tripping. You can store the PS5 games on your.
You just can't run them off there.
Yeah, you can't run them.
You can run PS4 games off an external. Yeah, I mean, it's funny because where's my? I have a 500 gigabyte external hard drive. I don't really use much now.
This is a 2 terabyte.
Yeah, and I might do that just for testing purposes, just to see how quick it is. And you won't have to worry about your data caps downloading your internet and stuff. So just for testing, I might do that one day. Just download what's that game called? Destruction All Stars. That game is super dead. But download that PS5 game and put it on there and move it around. So so that's pretty much it. So you can still, anyone can sign up for their beta program for, upcoming firmware. That just means it comes out earlier and then they'll push it out for us, like everyone else, maybe like a month or two later. At least that's how they did it on the PS4. Mm-hmm. So that's that. So, more than likely everyone will have it readily available by I'm predicting September, October time. So cool. Right. Yeah, so the final thing, and I'll gush about it because y'all know how I am with Halo stuff. So there was talks about this last week among people on social media that 343 was planning on doing some sort of a flight, which is their term for beta, basically, for Halo Infinite, the multiplayer. And then earlier this week, what day was it? Thursday? Yeah, it was Thursday, or maybe it was Wednesday. Either way, it was Thursday. They had a stream where they talked about, they call it the technical preview of Halo Infinite. And you just kind of showcase like the few maps and the weapons, and it'll be pretty much before with bots. So that's out. You have to be a Halo insider to be selected to play either on PC or the Xbox consoles. And that includes the old Xbox One VCR box that came out 8 years ago. So I've been playing it a bunch. Friday and Saturday. I've been kind of ODing on. They got about Steam says about 8 hours. Doesn't seem right. Well, let's maybe say 7 hours because of idle time in the minis. 7.5 hours. So so this is still 4v4. Me and 3 other humans versus 4 bots, and they've been bumping up the difficulty of the bot AI or the intelligence of the AI. They're gonna drop another update for them today, I believe. I think they call them like Spartan level, which is like super hard mode or whatever, aimbot or something. But so far I'm really, really liking how the game feels. And most of y'all know, and even for those that don't, I'm actually a big Halo fan of the classic games. Halo 2, Halo 3 is my favorite. Reach is good. I like Halo 4's multiplayer more than some. The campaign is meh. Never played Halo 5 because I did not have an Xbox One. So let's just put that out there. But overall feeling of it, I've been playing with controller on PC, by the way. Plays great. So the whole flow of the game, it is really reminiscent of Halo 3, where you have like equipment you can throw on, like shields and things like that. You have your familiar weapons like the assault rifle, battle rifle, plasma pistol. You have weapons, sniper, rocket launcher. Those all feel great, feel familiar. The things that just feels really good about it though is that just your movement speed is a nice pace moving around. You can still sprint, and with the sprint you can also slide for the first time. Ooh. Now sliding, I'm still kind of getting the hang of because it really does take into account the terrain, the slopes, etc. There are some video. Oh, go ahead.
Question. So sliding on different surfaces is different. Like you can slide on one surface and it can feel like feel like you're slick, and then on another surface it might feel like you're slow, like it's a little slower. It's more rough, or there's more friction.
It gives you the game overall is a bit heavier as far as movement, as far as like it's more reminiscent. I would like on Twitter I said it was like modern Halo 3, but I want to adjust what I say there because I'm playing a bit more. That was my initial hype reaction. I would say it is like they take a lot from Halo 3, but I think the feel, also the weightiness is a bit like Halo 2 a bit. You may also get some like how the sprint comes into play with it. You can sprint definitely. It's not like tied to a thing where you have like a little cooldown. It's not like Reach, but the sprint is interesting because like the sprint is just a little faster than your actual walk speed. So you can still walk around, do like your 1v1 fights and everything. The TTK is a bit quicker than I remember from like Halo 3 and even Halo Reach. Definitely Halo Reach, I would say. So the TTK is a bit quicker, not quite like Call of Duty, Timefall, like Twitch shooter type TTK speed time to kill, but it's definitely a quick enough pace to where it keeps the game flow going and feels really good. I think automatic rifle is really strong right now so far. The kneeler is really strong. Kneeler is like that gun where you shoot like the little all the pink blades that get stuck and you'll explode. The kneeler is probably the strongest I think it's been in any Halo game multiplayer that I can recall. Yeah, I think it's been just really solidness. There's a number of new weapons that they have in here too. They have a weapon called the Commando, which is like it's like a marksman rifle. It's like the DMR. It's like a weaker DMR, but it is, you can either just kind of feather it like just single shot, or you can hold it down. It comes automatic. It's really good for like buy shots and headshots. It's really good for that. There's another weapon called the Heat Wave. It's like basically it's a Forerunner weapon for those that in the lore. It's basically like we shoot like these 6 plasma bullets. You can either shoot it sideways. You can click down your like zoom, your aim down, your zoom in, and what it does, it'll switch it from a horizontal spread to a vertical spread. And so you can actually line up with people and stuff like that. So that weapon is pretty cool. When you're like in indoors, it's best keep it horizontal because the shots ricochet. You can do stuff like that.
Okay.
They have a new Covenant, the aliens. They have a new Covenant weapon called the Pulse Rifle. It feels like a culmination of a number of Covenant weapons. It feels like it's a semi-auto. It shoots like a 3-burst shot. So in that case, it's reminiscent of the plasma rifle, but it's got a bit more accuracy of the carbine, the Covenant carbine. But the interesting thing, the bullet velocity is not super quick. You'll just be like, if you watch some of this, like the stream, Derek and Ian, I don't know if I even grabbed any of the times you watched it, but like the bullet velocity is not super fast. But if you have the reticle on the enemy and it turns red as you're firing it, it'll kind of travel towards them. Okay. It'll track, has some tracking. So I think it's to mitigate the slower bullet velocity.
Right.
Which is fine. It's a little you have to really get a decent range and kind of catch them off guard before they start shooting you, because I think with the slower bullet velocity, other weapons quicker time to kill can kind of take you out. So they might have to rebalance that for sure. They have 3 maps now. As we were talking, there's 3 maps. There's an outdoor map called Livewire, I think that's what it's called. It's kind of like a training area, not really too large. Good for 4v4. All these maps are not too large. They're good for 4v4. Then you have a second map. Why am I forgetting the second map name? They showed it in a bunch of the trailer. They showed it at E3. It's like an indoor map. There's like turbine, like it's all like futuristic looking and everything. That's the map where you can get the grapple shot. Oh yeah, the grapple shot. So yeah, that's one of the new equipment in this too. You get the grapple shot. So you get it, you attach it on your left wrist. You get only 3 times to use it. Once you use it, it's gone. So you have to use it wisely. So
you can get it every match though.
You can get every match. Okay. Well, for this flight, it's only on 2 to 3 maps, but they will respawn.
Okay. Yeah, well, you get it for every map that you're actually on.
Right. Yeah. They're pickups. They're pickups in the map you can find, and then when you see them, you're like, okay, it'll tell you like, grapple shot, acquired this and the other. Mm-hmm. But it feels really good. It definitely feels like the 343 Industries has been playing some Titanfall or any other game with the grapple hook in it. So yeah, it's really good. It feels really good. It's the one map you have the gravity hammer. You can definitely like sling a shot your way and end somebody's life with a hammer. That shit feels amazing.
Okay.
So you can also grapple other people. You can actually do that. You can grapple people and you can like melee them and kill them.
Oh,
you get like a harpoon medal. That was pretty dope.
Okay.
So yeah. So it's got a number of cool things here.
Okay, Halo.
Yeah, man. I think it's doing really good. What else? Oh, okay, so there's a couple interesting things I noticed. I think they're really good quality of life things that no other Halo game has had. So the Halo is a sandbox shooter game, right? Weapons are all around. You pick them up. It's best to control the power weapons like rocket launchers and things like that.
Yeah.
Every weapon has where they spawn. They have a little little platform type thing they show there where they appear. And now I noticed this, it took me a while to notice this, but on those slots, you'll see like a little meter that fills up. That indicates how long it takes for that weapon to respawn, which is amazing. Because before you just have to time, like, okay, this weapon comes back after 20 seconds. This comes back after 30 seconds. Stuff like that, like a sniper or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And then when there are certain areas for the specific power weapons are, if someone on the other team has it, you'll see like a silhouette, but it's reddish there, indicate this power weapon has been taken by someone on the enemy team. To get it, you gotta kill them. If it's blue, it's been picked up, then someone on your team has it. So it's great. Your team has a power weapon. That's great. Those I believe also have like a reload thing in the game. They kind of talk to you a bit more, and this is not like a super quiet, like isolated, like no noises or anything type of match anymore. They'll be like power weapons spawning in 10 seconds, things like that.
Okay.
They'll even tell you when you're halfway through the game. They'll play like a jingle. Well, I won't say jingle. It's a very Halo sounding. They've intertwined some music in the matches now. Like when you get to like the final part where it's like nearing victory, like you'll hear like a little like it'll get kind of slowly dramatic and quietly play in the background. It gets kind of intense. So that's really cool too. Another big thing they've changed. Halo's been known for the red versus blue for the traditional like versus and everything. So they've gotten rid of the red versus blue color scheme straight up. You can pretty much be any color you want in any match. And what they've done,
is that good or bad?
I personally like it. I think it's a good access.
Like a voting system.
No. So when you're on your
you just customize your character, right?
You can still customize your character, armors, and everything. That's gonna be a huge thing with the battle passes. It's you can customize your helmets, your shoulder pads, chest piece, visor, the head thing you put on your helmet, and they have some.
And
they have some other stuff. Like they have these AIs that can talk to you now.
Okay.
I thought it was just one, but I just looked at the menu today before we started recording, and I saw there's 4. And they have like different voice types. Like you have like your typical butler one, which is I like that one. Whenever you get kills, they'll be like masterful shooting spots and stuff like that. And
I need that. Yeah,
it doesn't sound out of place at all. At first I was like, oh, it's gonna be mad corny. But I was playing, I was like, oh, this isn't bad. I was switching through some of the other ones, and 2 of them are kind of corny. I don't like 2 of the other ones, but it's not for me. So whatever. They have like 2
Lord checks.
I'm not gonna lie, and a couple things Jahra said sound like them niggas was playing Destiny, but I didn't want to say it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I didn't want to say
no, for sure. No, I wouldn't be surprised if they mess around with Destiny as well.
Like them niggas might have been playing a little.
Yeah, because like in the menu, there's like a section called like where you do all your mods, you change your characters and stuff. There's a thing called like AI mods or something like that. And when like your spawn character's just there, and it has like when you go to the mod the AI, you'll have them like holding like a little hologram of I don't know why it's a hologram, but whatever. It's supposed to represent the image of them, but you don't see the image in the match. It's supposed to represent, this is the butler AI, this is this AI, whatever. And they float there. And it reminds me of the Ghost, but without like the full like polygonal look or whatever.
Yeah,
right. Kind of gives me that kind of thought. But yeah. So back to what I was saying, the red versus blue. So what they did to change from that is whenever you're going through the maps, anyone on your team may by default will have like a blue border. Not like all the time. It'll like appear and stuff like that. It just depends on like the your viewpoint of like objects in the environment. Like if you near them, you'll see it'll be thicker to indicate, okay, yeah, that's them from a distance. When you get closer, it's not quite as thick border around them. And enemies have a red border around them. So that's where the red versus blue thing kind of comes into place. However, I realized in the accessibility menu, you can change the colors to anything you want. So you can change it to, enemies being purple, teammates being yellow, orange and blue, wherever the hell. So that helps for like colorblind people. Different varying color. So that's good for that. I'm not sure if you can change the thickness of the borders around the characters. That might be something they'll have to add when they were still working on the game. They did say that this version that we're playing is from a 2-month-old build. So I'd say May, June, probably May. I would say there's a lot of the quirky glitches and bugs in it. The core gameplay works fine, but it's like the menus are glitchy. There's placeholder images everywhere and stuff. There's glitches I've seen just playing on PC, where like I've had to where there's an audio glitch where if you join a game as it's in progress, like you're joining someone that left or got disconnected or whatever, the audio sounds muted. Like they just turn the master volume down, except for Gunn. It's weird, but it's an older build. So I'm just like, whatever. It's an older build. This is a stable build they have though. But overall, the game feels great. All 3 maps are good. Oh, the third map. I didn't even mention the third map. My bad. The third map is called Bazaar. They just added late last night because they're tweeting like saying, "Oh, hey, we added this map in. We kept the bots at this level. We're gonna level the bots up more probably on Sunday. This and the other." Now, Bazaar kind of looks like a Call of Duty map. I'm not gonna lie, because it's like a outdoorsy. It's not like you're around a desert, but it's like that typical Bazaar kind of aesthetic from like Middle Eastern buildings. There's one small building in the middle, and there's like buildings on the outside, and I could think of like a map from Black Ops 4 that remind me of that straight up. But I'm bad at map names in Call of Duty, so you can't tell me about that. But yeah, it plays good to you there. That map has the rocket launcher on it. Yeah, so overall, man, I think they have a really good foundation. I think this game will finally be the Halo, multiplayer wise, that 343 made, that will bring a lot of old heads back in and keep new players or bring new players or keep the current players from like Halo 5 on want to play too. I think they finally got a happy medium with a number of aspects of the game flow, the sprint and the walking speed with 1v1, because that's very important in Halo. Weapon pick or equipment pickups are back. All the weapons feel meaningful for the most part. I mean, some can definitely be tweaked a bit. Some might be a little too strong, but they got months left to tweak that. But overall, yeah, the sound design is pretty good when it's not bugged out, depending on the matches you join in. But and it's free to play. Overall, I think they have a dub on their hands. It's a good strong start. They have a little bit of the battle pass in here too, because they said, hey, we're gonna give you some fake credits to just try and buy stuff in it, or like all cosmetic weapon cosmetics.
Mm-hmm.
You have the battle pass, they call it season zero battle pass, and it's really straightforward. It's literally just like you play, you experience, you unlock certain items or whatever. You have experience boosters, this and the other for that. Yeah, so overall I'm really liking it. I'm glad they're finally nailing it, because Halo 4 just was missing that certain something. Right. And yeah, this feels like they're a really good step in the right direction. So I think a lot of people that have been down on 343 for how they treat the Halo franchise, I think they got some sense in them, and I think this will be a Halo game worth investing in if you're interested in it.
Okay.
So I will be playing it for sure. Hopefully they reach the finish line this year in holiday, because they haven't confirmed the date yet. I think they're gonna get it out this year. I think it'll be sometime in November. Maybe after Forza, but yeah, I'll be playing that alongside Battlefield for sure. So
happy. I will have my my fancy schmancy should have an Xbox by then.
Oh yeah.
So I will granted I won't be playing at the same resolutions as your fancy PC.
I'm not gonna lie. This build on my PC, I had to tweak some stuff. The GPU was not a perfect 60.
Really?
The GPU was like, hey bro, you sure you want to get a Steam Deck first? You sure you don't upgrade me first?
You want to do nothing with me yet? All right, no, cool. Do your thing, bro.
Yeah. So, but yeah, overall, yeah, it plays fine. I'm sure the final product will be a bit more easygoing on the system for sure.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, it's fun, man. Yeah, it's free to play. So yeah. When we get to that time later this year, you get your Xbox there again. Hey, if you're interested in playing it, let me know.
Oh yeah, for sure. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to Jahra on my bad. I'm telling y'all go subscribe like y'all not already over there.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll definitely
y'all already subscribe. Everybody that listen to this already subscribed, already got 3 of Ian's vinyls on your wall. I know how this works.
Hey, yep.
For vinyls, I ain't even got 3 of my vinyls.
That's what you think.
That's what you think, bro. There's bootleg vinyls.
You think niggas ain't took that image and put it on a vinyl?
Right, they probably pressed their own shit. Put like
Ian Adams,
six of the other favorite remixes from other people on there.
Oh, you sick.
The day I saw a Chance the Rapper coloring book vinyl, I was like, oh, people are out here making their own. Got it. Got it. And that was like 4 or 5 years ago.
That.
Yeah. But yeah, man.
Make sure y'all over there subscribe to Geronimo.
Yeah.
If you missed the live streams, make sure you're subscribed on YouTube so you can catch his the VODs, because Ian was saying he watched the replay as well. And I'll be trying to hop in live. But normally I'm doing 10 other things at the same time. So I'm in and out.
Oh yeah, we busy. Even if you pop in, just say, hey, it's cool. I'll definitely I'm definitely gonna record more gameplay today. I probably won't be that VOD that's on Twitch right now because the audio news messed up. I don't like how it came out, so I gotta get that straight out. But I'm probably gonna record again, and I'm gonna see about editing a video. See keywords, editing. I'm getting better at editing. Whoo! Now I'll probably do like another like full impressions of my thoughts and stuff, a bit more organized on things. So
I like it.
Yeah. Get some content going. But yeah, man. It's great. It's great. Very excited for it. I think everyone that should be excited for it in Halo should. Yeah.
That is what's up. I am definitely watching your stream and be like, okay, this looks fun. And you know what it is? I also like I can get hyped up by hearing other people's excitement sometimes.
Oh yeah, I was popping off of parts. I was like, I'm ready.
So just that alone, I'm like, all right, man, maybe I do want to play this game just because this nigga is so hype about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
there's just little things, man. There's little things. I like the I could go Shabbat even more, but it's just this little things. Like they have all these new like medals and stuff. It's so good, man. It's so good. Yeah, that's they don't fumble it 3-4-3. We've been waiting for years. Don't fumble the bag, please.
Let us pray. Yeah, the niggas are liable to just do some stupid shit, but no, that's really dope. Funny, as we were sitting here, I got one more thing for Console Thief that just flashed across my my screen here, and I thought it was interesting to post because especially you were talking about PC and stuff. I thought this was really interesting. It says EA have come out and said that their next gen features will only be for PS5 and Xbox Series X. So this is obviously in reference to FIFA 22. And forget the game. It's just what they're doing. So yeah, the next gen features that they're going to implement on PS5 and Xbox Series X are not going to be getting next gen features. They said this is because they don't want to raise the minimum spec for the game, so PC players which don't have beefy systems can still play. Does that make sense to you?
Well, I mean, did they detail the specific features outside of like 4K resolution?
No, so they haven't told us exactly what new features are or what they are. You know, I mean, I don't know if they can implement. I doubt, because PC doesn't have things like controller rumble unless a game puts it in there and you have a controller compatible to do that, right?
Yeah, they have to program it in there. And I mean, really.
So
from games I play on console versus PC, and there's not too many overlap. Like really, the rumble is like it works or it doesn't. That's really how it is. It's not like you're on PC. Here's some secret rumbles. Like it's nothing like that. And now with the I thought, where's my DualSense? Whatever. Now with the DualSense, I thought I had my desk. Now the DualSense has haptics on it too. So certain games are getting they're putting that support in, but it's few and far in between so far. I mean, I have to see what they mean exactly by that.
What do they mean by that?
Yeah, I mean, and I guess we'll just have to see specifically. I the way I understand it, it's basically just
like you won't be able to do 4K 120.
That's the only thing.
Maybe something like that, or there might be some.
That's the only thing I can think of.
I guess I'm trying to think of an in-game feature I could think of that. But maybe it wasn't possible somewhere else, but I don't know. But knowing EA, it could be things as simple as like, oh, we made a quote unquote deeper career mode, but in order to include some of this stuff in the scenes, you got to have this type of blah 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 to do it. And it seems very EA to be like, oh yeah, you're not gonna get these features just because, more or less, like no real reason. But
they probably just don't want to dedicate the R&D to figure out what's optimized or to optimize the game for whatever hardware on PC. So they just said, screw it. We're just going to do it for Xbox and PlayStation 5.
Yeah. I mean, no, that's very possible as well.
I mean,
that's very likely.
Even on PC, if you got the hardware and the monitors for, you can already do like 4K high frame. Well, I don't know how high the frame rates for those Frostbite games can go outside like Battlefield. The engine's mainly for shooters. They just have it for their sports games just cause. I don't know, man. I don't know. EA's on their bullshit again. I don't know. I just want to chalk it up to that. Just be petty.
Facts is what it sounds like to me. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe when they give us more information, maybe FIFA 22 will be so crazy and have so much stuff going on. You're like, yo, I understand why it's not going to PC. I do think I will say I do think a little bit of that, because that was a Reddit post where I was reading that from. I do think a little bit of that has to do with the fact that people are I think people are accustomed to, when they have a PC, to feeling like they're the superior. Like, oh, I have the PC, so I can just play whatever. Like, there's always a PC version, I can play whatever. And it's like, well, here's a game you can't play. And you see, anytime this happens, then there's a lot of backlash. And don't get me wrong, I agree. It's I don't think it should be the case. I hope that they switch it or something eventually. That would be my hope or my preference. Because I would like everybody on every system to be able to play everything, even though there's no cross-gen play when it comes to FIFA. But still, do they have to make everything available everywhere? If they feel like there's a reason and they got a reason for it, hey, no one told you to buy a PC. Same way when we have consoles and we don't have certain things, people are like, well, you didn't have to buy a console, you should have bought a PC. Well, nigga, sound like if you love FIFA that bad, you could have been playing on a console.
Yeah. I mean,
You know,
that's funny because
right
it's so funny you mention that though, because I saw on my Steam, I think Billy got on and started playing FIFA on Steam.
He plays on. Yeah,
that's insane coincidence. There's no such thing.
That's not even surprising.
There's no such thing as a coincidence. Here we go. Oh man,
you gotta get in this video because you're so.
That dude's hilarious. He came out of nowhere with that. But
no, that shit was hilarious. But I mean, that's all I had. That just randomly popped up, and I thought it was interesting that they were saying that they might reduce features for PC, which is, I just feel like that's something you never really hear, right? Like, oh, PC's getting something less than everybody else. Like,
I mean, hey man, what I'm starting to, I mean, it's something I noticed, especially with the PS5 like SSD stuff. I said this back in college when the PS4 and I guess the Xbox One were about to launch, when they're talking about the DRM online stuff and installs. I was like, yo, these consoles are becoming more like PCs.
Mm-hmm.
They are slowly becoming more like PCs. So, you know, it's more like when people are like, PC master race, and it's just like, all right, well,
it's the first time that consoles are actually have, I wouldn't say all the way caught up, but
they're close.
It's very close. Yeah,
they're closer than we've ever been before, right? Like,
I mean, yeah, because 4K 60 frame gaming is not perfect on PC. Well, at least for a lot of the recent stuff. I mean, if you go old and you crank it up, sure, whatever. Them old games, like was it the Tomb Raider 2013? Yeah, you could probably kill that at 4K, 100 some frames per second. Why not? That game's years old. But like Battlefield 2042, I don't think anybody feasibly going to be running 4K 60. Not how that game's looking.
Right.
120 people running around, dirt tornadoes and helicopters crashing through buildings, Fast and Furious style.
Yeah, you're gonna have some problems.
Yeah,
frame rate drops
all over the place.
Right. Yep.
Remember when Destiny first came out and that shit was just a mess. Anytime there was like too much happening on the screen at once.
Yep.
Oh my god. Especially in
even I remember that.
It was wild.
I was there for that one.
Too many shanks.
God. Yeah. Too many shanks. Facts. Oh man, oh my goodness. Yeah.
That was even really worse though. I'm sure if the raids was even worse though.
No, I think by the time we got to Vaulted Glass, they kind of.
Oh really?
No. I'm lying.
It was still bad, especially when everybody's shooting random shit at the
same time. Yeah,
it has.
Everybody's shooting different types of guns at the same enemy. Everybody's having different reactions happening, and you're seeing exactly what your other person is shooting and shit too. So any effects that their guns cause are happening on your screen too, not just on theirs. Like, it definitely was
screen tears, frame drops, everything.
Yeah,
was happening.
100%. Yeah, that's true. Big facts, no cap. Big facts,
no cap.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I think that's everything for today, boys.
Yep.
Got to a lot of shit.
You're
covered a lot of different fun things. Y'all a couple reminders. Y'all look out for those shows we mentioned. Y'all go check out Julian's Instagram, Comics Main. Y'all make sure if you're in the city or you're around or you come into the city or you just fuck with us like that, to Atlanta Comic-Con, August 6th, 10 p.m. Room C103. Leave your kids at home. Past their bedtime. We're probably gonna curse. It's a rated R show. What if we just like show up and everybody's expecting to like super R-rated show, and then we just like pray instead? Just like
you're right. Just come in with some Bibles.
Like, no, guys.
So
really,
if you return the page,
we go to Psalms 12, verse 7.
Yeah, and if you go to page 32 in your hymnal and sing along,
right?
That's everybody's favorite part of church, right? So yeah, no, good pod, guys. Check us out this upcoming Friday. When you hear this Friday, August 6th. If not, check out some of our recordings. So hopefully we've got enough battery and everything to record a good bit. I'll be recording probably mostly from my phone. I'm not gonna lie. It's probably not gonna be the most like professional setup, people. So don't look for me for that. But probably will be recording from the phone or something.
We'll figure it out for sure.
We'll have that going, and then recording from that. We will be trying to record for real from the actual show. So hopefully we get to at least put that out. And trust me, even if it's an empty room, I'm gonna put that out. We'll put that out.
There's
no shame here.
We'll create content and how empty the room may be, but we'll still make it funny. Or at least I got
facts. I got no shame. I'm proud of everything we've been able to do. I'm proud of us even able to get this opportunity to do something like this. Regardless of how easy or hard it was to get, we're doing it. And a lot of other people ain't done nothing like this. So I'm happy about it. I'm proud of it. And hopefully some of y'all can make it out to come enjoy the moment with us. And if not this one, then I'm sure you'll catch us on the next one. I trust y'all. But yeah, man, good podcast. Okay, I don't have anything else cool to say. Let Ian get back to his child. He has to explain to him why he's super famous. Jahra has to go change his Twitter bio so all the Twitter honeys can see that he is the most popping streamer on YouTube. And I'm just gonna keep running my mouth at the end of the podcast and hope that somebody's like, yo, I like the way that guy sounds when he says stuff.
Outro getting crazy.
Outro getting fire, right? Anyways, man. Appreciate y'all for listening. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, enjoy. It's been Two Ugly Nerds.
There's three of us.
Ugly nerds. But there's three of us. There's three of us. There's three of us right here. Right here.
Yeah.
There's three of us. Not two. There's three of us.
There's three.
It's the whole thing. Two ugly nerds, but there's three of us.
I think he wants us to finish off now. Finish the I think he wants
Just
us
saying.
to I think he wants to
All
stop.
I'm saying, folks. All right, peace.
peace.
Here.